If you're wanting to do satin stitch applique, you're going to probably pick a zigzag like you've done on many of your previous machines. Now, when we go to make the stitch length shorter though, you're going to notice you don't have those increments in between 1 and 0. That just goes, well, quickly from 1 to 0. So that is why we are not going to use a zigzag. We're going to use a built-in stitch. That is up here on row 1. It is stitch number 37, 38, and 39. Now, if you're in row 1 already, you really can go. Let's do the medium size. Let's do 38, do 38 quickly, and you're going to notice you're going to get to a satin stitch. This stitch is going to stitch differently than a zigzag. It's going to be even prettier. Instead of a zigzag that just goes down and down and down, this stitch is going to go across and then down. Across, straight across, and then down. Makes for a really pretty stitch. The 3 sizes kind of get you into a general range, but once you are in that size, you can make it wider, narrower, and depending on your thickness of thread, you can shorten it or make it longer. Now, notice that it shows you a B foot. Let's talk about these feet. So your regular foot is A here, and you're going to notice that in between where the needle goes in and straight out the back, there's a little cutout here, but not a lot. Look at this foot. See how that actually has a completely cut out part of the foot? That's so the satin stitch has a place to continue out the back and not get hung up. So make sure that if it says foot B, that you're switching to the correct foot. So with that, we'll go ahead and start. And it has the fix button on. That means it's going to do the locking stitches at the beginning. And then you'll go ahead and start to see what I'm talking about, that stitching across and then stitching back. Very, very pretty here. You can make the adjustments for width while you sew. So you can make it wider. We can go all the way up to the widest setting, which is 7.0. Wow, that's big. And then you can go ahead and make it littler. Now, another thing that you can do is you can touch Alt and actually change the location. Like right now, it's just stitching down the middle of the foot. If you wanted to kind of use one of the markings, the red markings that it's on the foot, you could actually change the placement of this stitch. You kind of like right justify it, left justify it, so you can move it over until it tells you can't go any further for that stitch width. I'll show you what I'm meaning here. Now let's go ahead. We'll cut the thread, lift the foot up. And so this is what we had while we were making the different stitch widths. We made it wider and then narrower. And then here is where I moved it to the right side. So we can move it to the right, to the left. And that was with the Alt option where we have the ability to move needle position. So that's really nice. The beautiful part is that those stitches are built in. And then again, you can make it a little bit. I might make it, see right here where it's kind of leaving a little bit of my fabric showing through. I might bring that stitch length just a hair. It's at 0.8 right now. I could bring it to 0.6 and see the difference. Here, we'll just sew it real quick. I'll make that stitch length or width a little bit wider so we can see what we're doing here. And I'm going to take our needle position back to normal. I can make it a little wider. There we go. Okay, so we're at 4.5, little shorter stitch length. Fabric still moving through the machine, so that means that is fine. That's because that foot had that big groove in the back. Oh yeah, this is going to be beautiful. Take a look at this. Can you see the difference? It's actually much thicker, and that's really going to cover up a raw edge or give you a more defined stitch.